How did Jesus respond? Verse 23. Jesus called them over. Okay, right after they said, in verse 22, they said that he's possessed with Satan. The very next verse, he called them over and said to them by way of illustration, how can Satan cast out Satan? A kingdom at war with itself will collapse. A home divided against itself is doomed. Notice how he shares. He doesn't just start railing on them. He's not defensive. He's intelligent. He's clear. He's unemotional. He is sharing out of a mature heart that is not threatened. We've got to look at our own hearts. What are the things that it brings up? Does it bring up personal insecurity? Does it press buttons of unwholeness in us? Does it make us, want to lash back? We can look at the liberty the enemy has that there are religions to take over. They terrorize. They strike fear. They are angry. And yet we, as Christians, the way we are to respond is with love and kindness and forgiveness and turning the other cheek and running the extra mile and doing these outrageous things. And you say, well, how can you win a battle if you're doing those weak little things that Christians do? Well, if there's not a God, you can't. But if there's a God who's like that, if there's a God who's not a terrorist bomber, if there's not a God, if there's a God in heaven who really is that kind of a God, who modeled it, who Jesus allowed himself to be hung on a cross for us and didn't rail on those who did it. If there's a God like that who says in the end he's going to win. I read the back of the book and we win. Come on, that's the promise of God. If there's a God like that, then you know what? I'm going to follow him. I'm going to go with him. He used their accusations as a teaching opportunity. But more than words, his disciples were watching. Because they're ready. Maybe they're ready to call. Let's call down fire from heaven. Should we kill him, Lord? That's what they were saying. They were ready to respond just like, the other people were responding. But Jesus did a radically different thing. Let's love them. Let's forgive them. Let's see their need, not their offense.